on the lap, huh?
Not bad.
I can sit in the middle here so you can,
We can, here, I'll sit.
She's taller than me, I might as well.
There we go, now you can have a seat. I did want to show on the bed, because we were talking about this in there. The new bed that we're proposing has a rail at the bottom and a rail at the top and a place in between. So a resident who maybe needs some help with standing up, you could actually raise that bed a little bit. They could hold on literally on both ends with, a staff member, and that way it would be so much easier to get up for them. Right now, with just the one thing to try to help them get up, they need a staff on the other side. This would just help them with mobility a little bit more, we hope.
oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
oh,
a-
yeah, look at how, right in
great.
between.
Yeah, you can cut right in between them. I'll see if I can find another picture.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because, oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
it's really, we thought it would be a great idea, so we
Yeah.
liked that
Oh,
a
I like
lot.
that, yeah.
So I guess I have a bunch of questions I want to ask.
Vibrate.
Huh?
So put it on vibrate.
Put it on vibrate, okay. What are some of the things that are important to you in the room for when it comes to furniture? What are things that you think are the priorities? Any thoughts, suggestions?
Well, I know my dad is a collector, and so I really like that we could put more stuff on top of the what is it, armoire?
Yeah, or wardrobe, I'm not sure the
And
proper.
just, the comfort and the looks of
Yeah.
the room.
Oh,
That looked pretty
That
nice.
part.
Yeah, that did.
For a woman, aesthetically, it's no doubt about
For
it.
short people.
Yeah. Yeah. So the room, what it looks like,
Right.
making it home-like.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you like the wood? We kind of went with a lot of wood look.
Yes,
Okay.
I love it.
And the fact that you can hit it with a baseball bat is, I mean, you can even have your grandchild in here. Not that I have one, but really,
Yeah.
I mean, that's, because over the long haul, it will still look good.
Yes.
It's not every little scratch, because if you look at them now, I mean, every little scratch shows, and that ages it very quickly.
I'm glad everyone's going to have one of those individual tables over their bed, too.
Right,
That'll
Yeah.
be nice.
right.
That's an important piece too. Do you think that the 3-inch difference in the bed will make a difference? We're going to have to get different mattresses and different sheets, but
Oh, sure.
Yes.
I think so,
yeah, that's kind
Especially
of
for the ones that turn over and move in their bed.
Right.
I
I
don't
know I
about
move a
that.
lot when I'm asleep, so.
Right.
This one here doesn't, so I don't worry about it.
But when we move
Depends on the
him
patient, the ones that
early,
move,
it'll give him,
Yeah.
he won't feel like he's gonna
Yeah.
fall off.
but the ones that move a lot, they can roll over and reach for something and not
Right.
feel cramped, yep. I think that's nice.
I think any little bit helps. It seems as though. And I guess the other question I'd have is, do you have any comments on the comfort of the current beds? Have you heard complaints about them? You have, huh?
I haven't, but I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
I have.
He hates his bed. It's uncomfortable, he says.
My husband's roommate, he's always saying, oh, he's used to sleeping in a queen or a king size bed.
Yeah,
I
it
would
must be
think it
hard
would
for
be the
somebody
size
that's left a
more
big
than
bed.
anything else that they would.
I'm
Because some
gonna
of
go
these
give this
guys
back to him.
are really big.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
It's not much space in there.
It
no.
must be, yeah, it must be hard, they've left their home and they're used to a double bed or a big
Right.
bed and now they're moving into a small bed. So they feel more like a child. That's true, and I can see that.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I mean, some of our guys are good-sized men, and
Right.
it's a tight fit.
Especially if they turn, I mean, George always sleeps on his back, always, ever since he broke his neck. He never turns one way or the other, never on his stomach. I don't know
Wow.
how he's done it ever since he was 17 years old.
Really?
And
Wow.
no pillow, never a pillow. He gets very upset.
If you put a pillow. What about if the head of the bed goes up? Does he like that or not like that?
Well, when he's not his real self and you put it up, it's all right. But usually he wants everything flat.
Flat.
And in the beginning, when he first came here, the CNA said, "Where's your pillow? Where's your pillow?" You don't understand, you know. And between that and the laminectomy, you know, he just has to be,
Flat.
he feels very uncomfortable.
Put them thing under it,
So-
yeah, good, well. Yeah, that's always a fun, you think someone lost it though. So of the two wardrobes that we saw in the rooms, I assume, I'm making an assumption here that we like them better than the smaller, narrower, old ones that we currently have.
Yes.
Which one do you like better?
The one closest to the window, maybe with a little bit more height.
If
I
it's-
don't know, are we
if
taking,
it's, you know, as I just said, Al commented to me out there, I said, I thought something was wrong, so I went out. And he said, well, which one do you like? I said, well, I like the short one if it's a double, two people, but
Right.
the tall one if it was a private room,
right,
that would be
Yeah.
fine, because it's kind of big for
For the room?
the small rooms, but if it was a private room, I could see a big one.
yeah, that's a good
The
point.
smaller
I mean,
one-
I don't, because there are a couple, I don't know if you would
Smaller
even
one with
consider
two
that.
beds.
That's nice,
Yeah.
from that much more.
Possibility, yeah.
Right, and we'll be taking the bureau out of the room, so.
Yeah, and they can reach the top of it better, the shorter one,
Yeah,
That way they'll
Yeah.
each have.
especially once they stand up,
yeah,
Instead of-
yes.
pictures.
Are you going to recycle all this furniture, or
Well,
does
what
it
we're
have to
gonna-
be
What
destroyed?
what we're gonna do first of all is, we're starting with the C unit. So whatever we can,
Aren't they lucky?
yes,
Yes, we
whatever we can afford to buy, because
Pardon
we
me.
are, you know, we are in a budget.
Yeah,
We will start by doing one room at a time, as many rooms as we can do. And then what we'll do is any rooms that aren't done, we'll get the nicest pieces and put them in the other rooms. Then what we'll do is we will take the nicest pieces that we have on the C unit and send those to the other two units.
oh,
Because the game plan is to do all the C rooms first. Get all new beds,
wonderful.
all new bedside tables, overbed tables, and wardrobes. And once we finish the C unit, then we'll start probably either on the B or the A, depending on which
Wow.
we do next. But
Oh, I see.
LC was the queen this year with
I
the new.
whine a lot.
She's a good advocate for your loved ones. You got the first cafe
Yeah.
and the new
This is
furniture.
nice,
So
yeah,
Very
that's nice.
nice.
And the menus, I saw the menus, I said, oh my God, it's like a restaurant.
yeah. And we will eventually do the other units as well, but we want to
Oh, I see.
start
I
with
see. Yeah.
with this unit first.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes. So we talked about the wardrobe, so people like that one, if we could get it with more height. I don't remember the resident, but I know who was able to wheel up to it and to easily pick his own clothes and
Oh.
to take them down was
Yeah.
nice. Make those
Point 'em
choices.
out, yeah.
Yeah, for 'em. The table, we agree with, I liked what you said, I did like that open bottom, but
But
the lock and
Yeah.
practicality. so,
practicality, yeah.
with that.
Did you say something about the tray that goes up to the bed?
The,
Well, I went to a hospital and they had one, visit somebody, and the one with it's the ribbing across it. I didn't care for it, because even though they may tip something over, it still runs off the side. If they're sitting, it runs off onto their lap or something. I said I couldn't see much sense in that at all, why they had one like that, with the ribbing across it. They go to try to get the glass up and they gotta lift it up over it.
Oh,
You know,
That's a
don't
good
keep stuff.
point.
I didn't care for it.
and ours didn't have, I don't think those had that.
No, I was
No,
leaning on
just,
it in
no, I didn't
there.
see any here, but I mean,
And that was really
Seen those,
sturdy too,
yeah.
because I was leaning
oh,
on it.
wow.
yeah. Cause sometimes these people, you know, they just wanna slide things like
Right.
this
Yeah.
onto there,
Yeah.
to pick it up and their hands are shaking. Or if they tip it over, it's still gonna run on them.
Right.
That's a
I
really
mean,
good
you
point,
know,
yeah.
So I wasn't impressed with those.
Yeah. And
And
I
I didn't
think,
know if you showed one of those at all, but I said,
no, this one didn't have that, and I think the tilt one that we did look at, which at first we were all so enamored with, oh, it's so high tech and fancy, but we didn't think that would
Not
work out.
practical.
It wasn't
We
practical.
have, they had the tilt one,
Pardon?
and then you could lift it, and there was place under for your brush and
With the
comb and,
rehab.
and the table.
Yeah.
I think it's been a few years since I was in there.
And it, you know, I remember those ones. The little drawer would slide out and a mirror would pop up.
Yes.
I haven't seen any of those. I don't know if they've done
That
away
was-
with them.
In the Brighton rehab,
They still have them.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
well, a few years ago.
yeah. I liked those, but I haven't seen any. We haven't seen any come across that have that feature. I don't know if maybe if they scratch people's legs or something. I don't know.
I don't know the practicality of it either.
Right, right, yeah.
We can tip the mirror down into the room so that they can see themselves when they're in a wheelchair. I don't know how much they don't get washed up. They don't wash themselves in bed like you do in a hospital. Different environment.
So the chairs, everyone liked that. What did you think of the chair? Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Comfortable.
It's not pretty too.
Yeah, we'd go with something neutral color, but I thought it had a nice curve to it.
Yeah. It
Comfortable?
didn't look like a nursing home chair. No.
Good.
No, it
Good.
looked like it was from
From
my
home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That's
it
right.
probably sits the same as that, but it doesn't look as big as that does.
No.
Yeah.
The chair, yeah, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
These
Oh,
are,
high back.
And I don't mind, put my toe on.
Stretch that toe. So, thoughts on the curtains? What did people think of the curtains?
I like the idea of the cornice, and I like the shades because it brings in more light. Very much so.
The color
I
design
like to
was
go a little
really nice.
bit lighter, because if you're gonna have the shade anyways, then when the sun does come in, and they don't wanna run the overhead light.
So
That's
maybe
the
a
only
little
reason
bit
I
lighter.
said to me, the drapes ought to be a little lighter.
Okay.
And then the shade can darken the room if you want it
the
darker.
drapes are just panels, they don't come across.
They won't close.
They won't close.
They're just
Curtain.
panel.
Yeah, they're just
They are
panel.
just panels.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is, even on the sides, if they're over too far, it kinda makes the room dark. I'm just saying if they can be open more, you have the shade anyways, that's gonna make the room darker, that's all.
What if they were
So
over
they
a
didn't
little
have to
bit?
run the light all the time.
What if they were
Save you money on your
shorter?
light bill.
Yeah, I know. What if they were just the panels shorter on
Yeah.
the side,
Yeah, narrower.
so that they
Yeah.
didn't even go over the
Yeah.
window really?
Yeah, narrower.
What's people's
Mine
thoughts
are narrow.
on just panels? Do you think your loved one would react? Are they used to drawing shades, or do you think people will be okay with the panels?
No, I think they'd be all right with it. Yeah.
Okay. I was
Just an idea.
They're
Okay.
men, they're
Where you
not.
have the shade.
I wouldn't be.
It's like, I don't know what
You
to
know, you're
say.
pulling
That's,
the
no, it's good. That's what we need to hear.
There's a shade to pull up and down anyway, but I just figured more light when you could have it.
Yeah.
The light shades, I think the shades even let the light in.
Yes.
That's right, yeah,
Yeah.
Because they're light.
right.
The shades are specially made to let some light in, but if you are outside, you can't see
Oh,
in.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all, yeah.
Because that was, we said, we want them,
Privacy.
they are almost like one way, if you will, so that the sunlight can come in. We wanted enough to block out, but not perfect. We could go with darker,
No,
but
yeah,
it seemed
No,
as
I
though
like
those
it
were,
light.
yeah.
but you cannot see, if you're outside looking in those windows, you can't see them. Which to me, no matter how hard people try to pull shades closed,
You can
you
see
get
cracks.
gaposis,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And this way, we don't have to worry about
And I don't
any.
like those ones that are the light. They're all separate.
Really? Okay.
Those drive me nuts.
Oh, nice to hear, because that was my other choice.
Yeah.
I liked those.
I don't like those.
Okay.
I'm not living here.
The director of housekeeping didn't like them either. He
Yeah,
said those are
dusting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what he said. They're harder to clean.
You know, on occasion, I've gone to other nursing homes to visit people, and when it comes to assisted living places, they always seem decorated so nicely, and they're very, very warm. But when you come to full-time nursing, it's, I don't want to say hospital-like, but I don't know, for a better terminology, I can't think of it. And this is sort of bringing the assisted live, and it looks, I mean, it's
Yeah.
warm.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
That's the whole
thing,
goal,
yeah,
is
yeah,
to try to do that,
Right,
to make
right.
it warmer,
right,
to make it more home-like,
right, right.
less little hospital feel to it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Less feeling that you're not at home.
Right. More spaces to, that's why I think we like not going up so high. It would be nice to put some knickknacks or some pictures
Right,
on
right.
that wardrobe.
Yeah.
we'd like to, we also are gonna try to, once